Imagine rising from the middle class to rule the Roman Empire. Now imagine losing it all in just over a year. This is the story of Macrinus, the emperor who went from humble beginnings to ultimate power, and met a tragic end. Macrinus was born Marcus Opellius Macrinus in 164 CE in Caesarea, a small town in Mauritania, modern-day Algeria. He wasn't born into wealth or nobility. His family belonged to the equestrian class, the Roman equivalent of the middle class. Unlike the senatorial elite, equestrians often served as administrators, tax collectors, or businessmen. But Macrinus had bigger ambitions. He began his career as a lawyer, specializing in legal and financial cases, a profession that required sharp wit and a deep understanding of Roman law. His skill in navigating complex disputes and his reputation for fairness caught the attention of powerful patrons, including Emperor Septimius Severus. Under Severus, Macrinus entered the imperial administration, where he quickly climbed the ranks. By the time Severus's son, Emperor Caracalla, took the throne, Macrinus had become Praetorian Prefect, one of the most powerful positions in the empire. As the head of the emperor's personal guard, he controlled not only Caracalla's safety, but also vast military resources. However, being close to Caracalla was a double-edged sword. Caracalla was infamous for his paranoia and cruelty, earning a reputation as one of Rome's most violent emperors. According to legend, a prophecy warned Caracalla that Macrinus would one day replace him as emperor. Whether the prophecy was true or not, Macrinus may have taken it seriously. On April 8, 217 CE, Caracalla was assassinated while traveling to the Parthian front. Officially, Macrinus denied involvement, but many historians believe he orchestrated the plot. Just 3 days later, the army proclaimed him emperor, the first time in Roman history that someone from the equestrian class ascended to the throne. As emperor, Macrinus faced enormous challenges. Caracalla had left the empire in financial ruin due to his extravagant spending, including the construction of the famous baths of Caracalla. Additionally, Rome was still entangled in a costly war with the Parthians. Macrinus chose diplomacy over prolonged conflict, negotiating a peace treaty and paying a large indemnity to the Parthians. While this brought temporary stability, it enraged the Roman legions, who saw it as a humiliating concession. To make matters worse, Macrinus attempted to undo Caracalla's generous pay raises for the army. This was a critical misstep. The legions had grown accustomed to their inflated salaries and benefits, and Macrinus's austerity measures made him deeply unpopular among the troops. Meanwhile, he failed to secure strong alliances with the Senate or key political figures, leaving him isolated. In the background, trouble was brewing. Julia Maesa, the scheming aunt of Caracalla, sought to reclaim power for her family. She claimed that her grandson Elagabalus was Caracalla's illegitimate son, and therefore the rightful heir to the throne. Julia Maesa was a master manipulator and used her vast wealth to bribe soldiers and build support for Elagabalus. Her propaganda campaign gained momentum, particularly among discontented troops in the eastern provinces. In 218 CE, rebellion erupted. The legions in Syria declared Elagabalus emperor, sparking a civil war. Macrinus tried to crush the uprising, but his forces were decisively defeated at the Battle of Antioch. Outnumbered and demoralized, Macrinus fled disguised as a commoner. His luck didn't last. While attempting to escape to Italy, he was captured by soldiers loyal to Elagabalus in Cappadocia. Stripped of his imperial title, Macrinus was transported to Antioch. On June 8, 218 CE, he was executed. The exact details of his death are unclear. Some sources suggest he was beheaded, while others hint at a more brutal demise involving torture. His young son, Diadumenian, who had briefly been elevated as co-emperor, was also captured and killed. Macrinus's reign lasted just 14 months, but it was significant. He was the first emperor to come from outside the senatorial class, a testament to Rome's complex and evolving social hierarchy. Despite his efforts to stabilize the empire, his lack of military charisma and failure to secure loyalty from the army sealed his fate. Macrinus's story is a cautionary tale of ambition, opportunity, and the dangerous game of power in ancient Rome. His rise and fall reflect the volatile nature of Roman politics, where fortunes could change in an instant. What do you think? Was Macrinus a pragmatic leader overwhelmed by circumstances, or a weak ruler who couldn't command respect? Let us know in the comments below.